Hey guys, welcome back to Mimi's Mixed Bag. If this is your first video of mine, thank you for stopping by. And if you like what you see today, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Today I'm bringing you a little experiment. I haven't done paper mache in so many years, and this is something I've had on my to-do list for so many falls I've just lost count. But I need some bigger pumpkins and gourds to decorate with. These right here are two of my bigger ones, and I'm going to kind of use these as inspiration. But today I'm going to take a bag of Dollar Tree balloons and use some masking tape and string and kind of mold them into a type of gourd shape and do some paper mache strips on there. Now this is like a 2 or 3 day project because you have to allow the glue mixture to dry. But then I'm just going to sponge paint these into gourd colors, and hopefully I'll have some oversized gourds to decorate with that are a fraction of the cost. If you've priced faux pumpkins and things, they are so expensive. So stay tuned and let me show you how I'm going to do it. All right, I picked up a bag of these latex balloons from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter what color because you're going to be covering and painting them anyway. And I'm going to blow up, I would say, about 10 different sizes. And let me show you what I've done so far. Now, like I said before, you know, pumpkins and gourds are very asymmetrical. They are lumpy and bumpy and not perfect looking at all. So that's a good thing. So the first one, I blew up the biggest, and I tried string to kind of give me some sections, but I found that if I just tape 3 different rubber bands, that gave me a little bit of a section. And plus painting, a little shading and things, it will look more pumpkin-like when I get done. Some of them I'm going to leave kind of pointed shaped. Now I blew up some little ones here to go along with the bigger ones, and so here's one that I just taped a smaller one onto a bigger one to kind of give it a crook neck, you know, kind of like a squash look. Here I just squeeze this one right in the center and put some masking tape in the center. The more distorted and things they will look less like a balloon. Now I am ready to start my paper mache process. Before I do that though, I need to cut up probably a whole newspaper with some like 12-inch strips, just something manageable, but the paper mache is definitely an outside job. All right, we're here on my back table. I've got everything moved outside. I got some plastic bag laid out with my forms. I've got my paper cut, and here is my paper mache mixture. Now I just happen to have some big bottles of this Elmer's glue. It's 8 ounces. You can use any Dollar Tree glue, whatever you have. Just make sure that you have more glue than water, but I think the actual recipe is like 3 to 1. Now I just empty the bottle here and then put in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of water just to make it a little more soupy. I'm going to do 2 or 3 layers. It just depends on how firm it is and how covered it is. All right, I'm going to show you me doing like maybe 1 because of course they're all done the exact same way. All right, I'm going to dip my paper into the glue mixture and then just take your finger, wipe it off. I'm going to move my bowl here so that I can put my pumpkin here. I'm just going to keep wrapping my pumpkin until they are completely covered with 1 or 2 coats of newspaper. All right, I'm at a stopping point now. I'm actually out of my first batch of glue mixture. I was able to get all these 7 gourds done, minus the one. I'm just going to omit this one. I've got the first layer done. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then come back here in about an hour, mix up some more water glue, and do a second coat of strips. Just a couple notes here. When you are cutting your newspaper strips, try to avoid these colorful, slick advertisement sections. You want to stick with just the newsprint because it actually breaks down a little better than the slick advertisements. Now my third coat is going to be some strips of paper towel. So I just took some paper towels, cut them in little strips, and that'll be my final little coat just for strength. So when I come back, I'll have 2 layers of newspaper and 1 coat of the paper towel. And as you can see, the paper towel layer really kind of smooths it out quite a bit. So I'm gonna let these dry overnight and I'll be back tomorrow. All right, it's the next day here and my pumpkins and gourds have been sitting out since yesterday afternoon, and I think they have stiffened up enough to where I can go ahead and paint them. Inside now, lighting is horrible because it's nighttime, but I went ahead and pulled some fall colors for my pumpkins and gourds and squash, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to paint a couple of them because the rest of them are going to be done the exact same way. Now, I'm probably not going to put stems on them because they're really harder to store with the stem, and that's just another piece that could actually fall off. So the first thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and paint some dark stripes on each form. One of them I'm going to do orange color and one of them I'm going to do green. I've taken a little round dauber, a sponge dauber, and I've just got a plastic garbage bag here, and I'm just going to kind of sponge it around, and it's going to blend in with the brown. Now I'm going to take some cream colored, not even cleaning off my brush because I want it, all the colors just to be melted together. So I'm really going to have a light color, a lighter green, a darker green. So I'm just going to keep daubing this around with the 3 colors until I'm satisfied with the look of it. So I'm going to finish out the green one, and then I'll come back when I'm working on the orange one. Now this one, the brown stripes seem to be coming through a little better. On the green one, I had to put a few more brown stripes over the top. So just have fun with 3 or 4 different colors, covering up your shapes. It will look completely fine when you get done. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of them using different colors of green and orange. All right, I've got all 7 done now, and I'm really happy with the way they turned out. They're all a little different color and different shapes, and that's exactly what I was going for. So I'm going to let these lay here and dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll do the clear coat. My clear coat has dried, and they really give a realistic look. So what I have here is a basket I've had for years that I used to keep magazines in. Put a little cardboard box in there for a filler, and if you've got some raffia or some hay or whatever you have to help cover up the cardboard box. And I made this little sign just out of a piece of scrap wood, and this is actually a puzzle box container. And I will put a link below where you can get that printable. I just printed it off and colored the pumpkin a little more and decoupaged it on there. All right, friends, here is my little basket of pumpkins and gourds. I got just a couple notes for you. Number 1, you've got to allow yourself at least 2 or 3 days to make this project, because you've got to have time for the paper mache to dry, and then the next day you paint them. It's about a 2 or 3 day project. Number 2 is I wouldn't even fool with trying to do the rubber band or the string, trying to make indentions. I think the painting, shading gives it that look. So save yourself that step. But I'm just real happy with the way they turned out. I don't think there's any question when someone walks up on my porch that that's supposed to be a basket of pumpkins and gourds. So I saved myself a bunch of money, because these are anywhere from $2 to $5, $6 a piece at the grocery store. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have the opportunity to make some, and come back Monday for this fun porch collab, and you'll be seeing this basket again. Bye-bye.